Hi, it's Peter Chen making another 500 Zoom video. Uh, on table 1, this king 6 can 3-bet sometimes or call sometimes. I'll go for a 3-bet this time. On table 2, I defended the big blind with 4-2 suited against a pretty small open. I think he opened to 2.1. And unfortunately, I'll have to fold this king 6. With the 4-2, I think I can raise sometimes, mostly calling. Same thing on the turn, I could probably either raise or call. If he bets, I think I have some pretty good cards to call down. So basically, I like having the low card, the 4, since he won't have very many low cards. He'll mostly be bluffing with hands like Queen 10, Queen 9, 10-9, stuff like that. And I like having the diamonds as well, since he'll probably be bluffing without diamond hands. On table 2, I'm going to raise with ace queen off from the button. On table 1, I raised ace 5 suited from the small blind. On this flop, I could bet big, or I could check, or bet small. On table 2, I'll be mostly small betting with this hand. On table 1, I bet half pot, and now I think I can either check or bet. Go for a big bet. On table 2, I think now I want to mix between having big bets and small bets. My hand does pretty well for a bigger bet. On table 1, at this point, I don't think he can have an ace. But if I bet too big, then I'm not getting called by a 10 either, I think. I think a little awkward putting in half my stack, but I think that's probably the best sizing. I'm really not sure what to do if I get raised. On table 2, I opened under the gun with ace-8 suited. So I did get called on table one probably by 10. Yeah, he had queen 10. Table two, opening king 5 suited on the button. On table one, this 10-9 I think can be either a 3-bet or a call. And I think I have to call this 4-bet. On table two, 3-ways with my pretty much nothing hand, I'll just be checking back. So now on table one, I could probably either bet small or check. With this hand, I think I'll want to be betting slightly more than average. Table two, now I think my king high is a pretty good hand to bluff with. Although I get bet into. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be raising. It might be this hand sometimes. But I don't think I can rep anything very well. It makes sense for the other guy to have a jack, but not really me. So maybe I don't want to be raising much at all. Although he shouldn't have that many jacks. With this 9-8 suited, I think I can raise sometimes, but I mostly want to be calling against a weaker player. So it goes check check. I think I'm supposed to be only betting big on this turn, but I think exploitatively I get a lot of folds if I just go for a small bet. I think I just have to call. Pretty likely that he has an ace there, but I'm getting decent odds, and I'll probably win a bunch more if I hit my flush. I wasn't sure what that pop-up that came up was, but it was just this chest that I unlocked. I guess at the end of the video, I'll open these 3 chests and maybe I'll get 50 cents or something. So on table 2, I opened the button with King 7 suited, and I think this hand is pretty good to 4-bet. I'll be 4-betting sometimes, mostly calling. And folding to the shove. Table 1, small blind opens, I call big blind with 5-2 suited. And on table 2, opening the hijack with ace-4 suited. So on table 1, this is a flop where I want to be betting big and probably either have an ace or a hand with some decent equity. And pretty much the same thing on the turn. Now this hand is probably a little bit of a better bet than on the flop. But on the river, I'll just take my hand that can't win it showdown and always bet it. Facing a bet, I can just fold though. I'll want to have some kind of blockers to raise with. On table 1, I'll 3-bet pocket jacks. So the big blind flat calls me and the opener calls too. Not really sure how I'm supposed to play in this spot, but I think small bet probably makes sense. On table 2, I get 3-bet. I'm going to 4-bet with my kings. On table 1, I think pre-flop kings and queens would mostly go all in, so I'm probably just ahead here. It's pretty unfortunate to run into a set. On table 2, in this 4-bet pot, I'll start off with betting the flop. So I hit top set on the turn, and I think I'll probably want to continue with betting again. King is a really good card for the 4-better, so I think I'm probably just betting my range. On table one, this ace-5 can either call or four-bet. We've been four-betting every single hand, so why not? Again, the king is a very good card for the four-better, and I think one where I can even bet pretty big. The king's mostly a good card for the four-better since I'm the one who has every ace-king compared to the caller who will five-bet a lot of them, and a lot of my four-bet bluffing hands are king X suited. On table two, I opened the button and calling this three bet with sevens. On table one, I defended my big blind with ace nine, and I'll just be calling this bet. I think sevens on table two is a really great hand to bet. I don't think I ever want to be checking back. I'm tempted to bet big on this turn, but I'm not sure. And on table one, now I think I can bet the river. This is a very bad river card for us, the ace. I think maybe I'm supposed to call this bet, but also I think he just has an ace a lot more than he should. Like, it's kind of a disaster if he's just betting with a hand that beats me. On table two, opening the small blind with ace eight off. On table one, three betting with queens, small blind versus hijack. On table one, I think this king 10 is either a call or a raise, mostly a raise. And on this flop, I think I want to be mixing Betting small and checking, betting a little more often with this hand. And once it goes check check on the flop, I think I'll always be betting the turn with this hand, not with my range. On table 2, opening under the gun with ace queen. I get called by 2 players. I think I can bet a small amount of the time with my hand on this flop. Mostly checking, but I do think I get some bets here. And now I think I can either check or bet again. And now I think I'm always checking my hand. And just folding to the bet. On table 1, defending my big blind with 4-3 suited. This is a pretty good flop for me to check raise sometimes. After it goes check check, I'll be betting small on this turn, and my hand wants to check a little more, but still betting sometimes. This is a really good turn for me. I basically have all the hands that improved, and he has none of them. And I still have loads of bluffs, so I'll just be betting big. I also just have the hands that were strong to start off with, like sets and 2 pairs, when he probably doesn't have very many of those after checking the flop and calling the turn. On table 2, this ace-10 suited can either 3-bet or call. Table 2, opening cutoff with 9-8 suited. I get 3-bet, and I think I have to fold this. Nine eight, often the worst suited connector. Like maybe I'm calling some 6-5, but folding 9-8. On table one, this Jack 10, I can either 3-bet or call. And on table two, ace 4 facing this 3-bet. I think I can either call or 4-bet it. I will call this time. Get a pretty bad flop for us. The turn is okay. He has a lot of stronger ace-x, I think, so I'll just be checking and calling once. I think the same thing applies for the river, but now maybe I'm getting called by like pocket kings or queens or a jack. I am chopping with a bunch of aces. I think I'll either check or go for this really small bet. Getting raised. Really sucks, but I think I kind of have a break-even call, so pretty unfortunate that he has this hand. On table two, opening king-queen from the hijack. And on table one, opening hijack with ace-king. So I think on the 3 clubs board, I'll be checking this hand sometimes and betting sometimes. And on table one, I'll just be betting small a lot on this flop. On this turn, I think on table two, betting sometimes or checking again. And with the ace-king, I'm not sure how many 3-bets I get on the flop, or if my hand is strong enough to do so. So I'll just call, and I'm not sure if my hand is strong enough to raise again on the turn, so I'll just call. And I don't think I'm really getting value if I bet the river. Like most of his king X has a 10 or a jack with it. Not really expecting to get called by too much worse. But he just has this airball bluff. Going to end the video here after I open some chests. You guys have made it to the end. You get to see me get my 50 cents of rake back. We got some coins worth around $2. You got another $2. In this hand with my ace high and the 3-way pot, I'll just be checking down and hoping to win at showdown, which I do, and we got $3 in our last chest. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week.